Hello friends, this is Akulmach live and my name is Chandrakant. Uh, Budgeting sometimes can be very scary word, because many people don't know how to do budgeting, and especially now, a lot of solopreneurs, a lot of entrepreneurs, they have to do a lot of budgeting in terms of when to forecast an expense, when to forecast inflow, and not only for the business people but also for everyone. And that is one of the subjects that we did not learn during the school days. So it is very interesting, and to discuss this matter I have a very special guest in the studios. We will be only discussing briefly about budgeting, but the main discussion will follow through on Friday in a group discussion in our program called You Should Have Learned in School But You Didn't. So this is just a precursor. So let us welcome our guest in the studio without further ado. Welcome back, friends. And this is an interesting episode where we actually discuss about what you should have learned at school, but you didn't. And to discuss a very interesting subject today, let me invite my friend from UK, Mr. Naval Gunda.
Good morning, CK. Good morning, everybody. Yes, everything you should have learned at school but didn't. Fascinating arena. There are millions of things we should have learned at school while we had the opportunity to do it in our comfort zone where there were no risks. And that's why we should have really learned them at school. But the interesting thing is, some of us did, but most of us didn't. And let's look at a subject today which is going to switch a lot of people off if I talk about accountancy. Immediately, I can imagine a lot of people are saying, well, I don't need to know about accountancy now. Well, the fact is, you're absolutely right. You don't need to know about accountancy. But what we're going to talk about today falls into the arena of accountancy. And it's called budgeting. Now, that might be going to turn a lot more people off, budgeting. Oh, no, that's numbers. I don't like numbers. I'm not good at maths. And immediately, this negativity starts to come through your mindset. Well, we're going to keep life very simple, because when you get older, when you start to have your own premises, whether you rent a flat or an apartment, or you own a home, or you're having a family, you really do need to know about budgeting. So where can you learn that? Well, you could have learned it at school. So CK, I'm going to put you on the spot today. You're our little guinea pig as usual. Did you learn about budgeting when you were a young boy?
I didn't think I even learned it when I was in college. So forget about being a young boy.
Well, when I was in college, I was a young boy then as well. But the point is, let me make it even simpler. Were you given an allowance by your parents? Like we used to call it pocket money. Were you given an allowance?
Of course, I was given an allowance, and I was quite tidy on that. I used to spend some, use some, store some, save some for my movies.
So you know all about budgeting then. So you just lied to me. You in this video, you've lied to me. You said even when you were at college, you didn't know about budgeting. And yet you've just told everybody that you knew everything about budgeting. How to use some, how to lose some, how to store some away for the future. In other words, live within your means. So you work within an allowance. So you're a liar, CK. Publicly opened, you're a liar. No, we're having fun, everybody. The point is, because I asked a particular question in a particular way, CK, like many of you out there, will have gone into, well, I didn't know about budgeting. But when I turn around and say, were you given an allowance? Did you have pocket money? No. Your parents were teaching you budgeting. They knew how important this was. And the point is, they didn't call it budgeting. They said, You know, here's 1,000 rupees for the week. You know, we expect you to do your chores to earn that 1,000, but you're going to get it up front, maybe, and therefore, at the end of the week, you will have earned that 1,000 rupees. Now, that's a really good way of doing it. You know, so you know that whatever you are doing for them has value. But the reality is, you were doing it for yourself too, like making your bed, you know, tidying things away. Remember all these little things they used to say to you, CK?
Of course, Neville. In fact, I just want to clarify that when you ask me about budget, it sounds like, oh, budget, it's things like that. But when you ask me second question about pocket money, okay, it was just 10 rupees. I used to get 10 rupees. Within 10 rupees, I had to manage my day, and that was the practice we followed. I never got allowance for a week. My parents were very prudent. They used to give me pocket money for that day. And that involved catching a bus, going to college, going to school, going to cafeteria in the school, buy tea or some patties and enjoy yourself. So I had to manage my day in that 10 rupees. Maybe that 10 rupees is worth 500 rupees today, but I don't know. I used to get 10 rupees during my days. And I used to also save some so that, once a week I can bunk some classes and go to a nearby theater without telling anyone, along with my friends, and watch a movie.
Well, I'm not talking about bunking classes, okay? That's just a different discussion. But the point was, you were budgeting. So come along on Friday, and we're going to learn a little bit more about budgeting, or in other words, how to run your household when you get older, how to manage your finances. I call it money management. It's quite easy because it's 2 M's. It's 2 M's, so you don't have to forget that it's M&M, and money is quite easy to remember. So money management, we're going to be talking about money management on Friday. Everything you should have learned at school but didn't. But the fact is, you probably were learning it but didn't notice it. But not necessarily from school. It was during school days. So here you go. There's a bit of an insight into what we're going to be talking about on Friday. And CK has set the tone absolutely perfectly. He's shown how old he is by only getting 10 rupees a day. I'm sure a lot of young people to say, 10 rupees? I wouldn't get out of bed for 10 rupees. But that's another story. That's about value, and we're not going to be talking about that. So we'll see you on Friday for another episode of Everything You Should Have Learned at School But Didn't.
Absolutely, Level. So viewers, please join in our group discussion, which is about everything you should have learned at school but you didn't. And this Friday we will be talking about budgeting, which will be very, very important for you if you're running a business or if you're running a solopreneurship. I think you must join and learn those tricks. Naval is going to be the chairperson of our discussion. He is going to teach us how you can do effective budgeting and run your business effectively. It's going to be very, very interesting. From 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. India time, both of us will catch you in large numbers. So, adios amigos, and catch you on Fridays.
Ciao, everybody.